What's up? What's good? It's your boy, Tommy Springfield, aka King of All Talk, back up in here with another one of them videos. And I'm back up in here with another one of them things. So get yours, like yours. For you slow folks, get on the couch, put on your seatbelt, and we're about to do another one of these things. But before we get into all that, I like to say I'm the realest dude out my city, and all I really want to know is how y'all doing out there. So today's video is about a drug dealer in Rhode Island whose uncle, two uncles, one was a police chief and one was like a major, up and coming, and he was running things and he was bragging he got this and he got that, and now his uncles seem like they under federal indictment. Rhode Island be having it popping. Let's get into it.
We have a Target 12 investigators exclusive. Federal prosecutors say he is a large-scale fentanyl dealer, pumping the deadly narcotic onto the streets of Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, and Tennessee.
But we've learned he has strong ties to the Providence Police Department.
Did you know your nephew was a drug dealer?
Listen, my nephew had a very difficult upbringing.
The accused is the nephew of two top...
Did you know your nephew was a drug dealer? My nephew had a very rough upbringing. What the hell was that? But remember, he said that.
Cops, they're including the colonel. And now the department itself is under the FBI's microscope.
Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details. Tim?
Mike and Shannon, the accused leader of the fentanyl ring is the nephew of both Providence Police Colonel Oscar Perez and Sergeant Andre Perez. Now the FBI has quietly launched a probe into whether the drug dealer benefited from his family ties. In February 2022, federal investigators raided this home on Imera Avenue in Providence. Court documents show the DEA says the home was at the center of a large-scale fentanyl ring run by this man, Jasdrual Perez, who goes by Josh. A federal judge described Perez as the principal leader of a robust, long-running drug distribution operation. Prosecutors say the drug-trafficking organization was lucrative for Perez. Investigators say he boasted about owning 12 houses, 5 trucks, 2 apartments in Columbia, as well as 2 nightclubs under his mother's name in Providence. Using a camera hidden in Perez's truck and tapping his cell phone, federal agents heard Perez tell an associate he has 10 men that work for him, stating, "Dude, I sell drugs because I like this expletive." Perez is the nephew.
Once again, time after time after time after time after time, like, history just keeps repeating itself. We know all these things as drug dealers. You know that they be tapping your phone. You know this. Why you gotta run your mouth and keep going and telling them I got 12 houses and I got a nightclub and it's in my mama name? Yeah, she going down too, dumbass.
Of Providence Police Colonel Oscar Perez and Sergeant Andre Perez, who works in the Intelligence Bureau of the police department where he works drug cases. Providence Police was excluded from the years-long investigation.
Okay. His uncle, the police chief, it is other uncle that had a intelligence which investigate drugs. Now you try to tell me he's been running this all these years and his uncle's ain't helping him, his name ain't come across intelligence? Stop it.
Into Josh Perez. Target 12 has confirmed the city police department is the focus of an adjacent federal investigation examining whether Josh Perez benefited in any way from his uncles at the department. There is no indication that Colonel Perez, who was a major at the time of his nephew's arrest, is the focus of the probe, but we do know federal investigators are seeking more information on Sergeant Perez and his relationship with his nephew. Are you cooperating with the federal investigation into the department right now?
Fully, absolutely. Whatever the federal authorities need, I'm all about that.
Colonel Perez and Mayor Brett Smiley sat down with Target 12 at Providence Police headquarters. The colonel declined to answer questions about the active federal investigation into the department, but says they never gave his nephew special treatment.
And at the end of the day, he chose the wrong path. It's not a reflection on us, or it doesn't define who I am. I love this job. I'm the chief of police for a reason, and I'm proud of that, man.
Perez also stood by his brother, saying he too was cooperating in the probe.
And I know for a fact that my brother, who has a 20-year career in this department with no stains.
An attorney for Sergeant Andre Perez wouldn't comment specifically on the case, but said in an email it would be terribly unfair to infer anything inappropriate simply because a relative may have chosen a wrong path to follow.
Did the colonel disclose to you when he was going for the job of colonel about this situation?
He did, fully and transparently, and it was one of the first things that helped build trust between us.
Mayor Brett Smiley.
I think that's a lie. This, once again, these are just my opinions over here, and here's why I think it's a lie. Now, remember earlier when they asked the officer, did you know your nephew was a drug dealer? Remember, his answer was, oh, my nephew had a rough upbringing. Now, if he told the mayor when he was hired that his nephew was a drug dealer, he could have just easily said, yes, my nephew is a drug dealer. I knew. But you see, he lying, the mayor lying, somebody lying, because think about that. If he told the mayor when he was being hired, he just said, let's go back.
When he was going for the job of colonel about this situation?
He did, fully and transparently, and it was one of the first things that helped.
So, he told them about the situation of everything his nephew, so you knew. You could have just simply answered, yeah, I knew. But anyways, let's make a long video longer by me not talking.
Build trust between us.
Mayor Brett Smiley expressed some frustration, saying they feel left in the dark about some of the details on the FBI probe, but there has been no discussion about removing Sergeant Perez from the intelligence unit pending the outcome of the federal investigation.
I don't see the need for it at this time. If facts and circumstances changed, it's something we would consider, but I don't have any reason to believe that that's a necessary step.
Josh Perez has pleaded not guilty to the charges. A judge deemed him a flight risk and ordered him detained pending trial. He faces up to 30 years in prison. His attorney, the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston and Rhode Island have all declined comment.
If you're a supporter of the channel, much love and respect. And if you out here doing dumb stuff, cut this shit.